I just wonder in the back of my mind, was that going on? I have to share this. Can I share this?
You're talking about this like step up process. Yeah, go for it, Myles.
I got to share this. It's about an upper limit issue that I didn't think about it as an upper limit issue. Recently, I have been on a tear with practicing piano, jazz piano. I've been practicing in a way that I've never practiced before. Last Sunday, I find out there's a jazz concert at the college. I decide to go to the college. I go to the college, I'm watching a jazz concert, I'm listening to the piano player, and I'm thinking, I'm better than that piano player. I decide to leave. As I was walking out of the concert hall, I smashed my finger in the door.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
Okay.
And I went in the bathroom, it was bleeding. I wondered if I had to go get a stitch. It was pretty bad, but I didn't think I needed a stitch. So I just kind of wrapped it up and paid no attention, just thought, all right, let me just sit down and I'll do some other work with the other hand. But having you on here now, I just wonder in the back of my mind, was that going on?
Yeah.
Could that have been going on?
Let's think about that.
There's
because,
an upper limit.
Yeah. By the way, I envy you so much for being able to play jazz piano. I got stuck in piano lessons as a kid when we had to start doing something with our left hand that we're not doing with our right hand. That was inconceivable to me. That was my point where I dropped out.
I'm the same way.
I took up the trumpet. Only 3 fingers needed for a trumpet. But yeah, think about it for a second. You see that jazz piano player, what's going to go through your mind? It brings up a fear, maybe, doesn't it? I could never be that good. Or, it's like I took up the saxophone for a while too as a kid. Then I made the mistake of buying a Charlie Parker album. Put that thing on. My first thought was, how can any human being even think that fast, much less play an instrument that fast? He and Dizzy Gillespie, I still love that music. I listen to it all the time. To me, that's kind of the pinnacle of jazz is Dizzy Gillespie and Charlie Parker. But see, upper limit problem, it takes courage. It takes courage to face it. It takes courage to move beyond that fear of, oh, I could never be that good, and just say, okay, I'm going to put in that next 10 minutes today, to kind of get off of that. And I'll tell you, in every profession, imagine what musicians go through, professional musicians. I have a dear friend that's been and has had hit records in pretty much every decade since the 1970s. He's a household name. Yet he calls me sometimes and he still get panic attacks about, am I any good or not? Have I made a contribution? Am I fulfilling my creative, so it doesn't matter or another situation. I worked with another fellow, another guy that I know in the entertainment world. He had a panic attack the day before he was supposed to go down and put his handprints in the Hollywood Walk of Fame, where they have John Wayne's handprints and all that. Yeah. What about that would create an upper limit problem? Well, it's exactly the same thing. That thought of being saluted like that and honored like that, it's permanent. I'm going to put my hands in the pavement and I'm going to have my handprints next to John Wayne's or Hoover. And that thought triggered a panic attack because he thought, I'm no good. If they really knew me, they'd know I'm no John Wayne or I'm no Frank Sinatra. So it doesn't matter what level at the game you're at, you can have that old fear that I'm fundamentally flawed, the old fear that I don't deserve love, the old fear that I'm not good enough, the fear that I'm the wrong skin color or the wrong weight or the wrong ethnicity or whatever to occupy my full genius. And I'm certainly not saying everybody needs to be a performer. Most people's genius will be in the quiet of themselves and in the quiet of their own family, maybe, but it's still
interesting.
Like Abraham Maslow used to say, it doesn't matter if you're making a genius soup or writing a genius symphony. It's calling on the same thing inside yourself.
Wow.
Yeah.